Well, good morning. Welcome to the One Eye Podcast Kitchen. Now, today we're going to make something kind of simple. What we're going to make today is basically just oatmeal. But I ought to have my oatmeal just a little different than most people. Now, I take a small pan, a small, let's see, this is 1.4 quarts. So I take that, and I'm going to make, I always make 2 servings. For me, that's works about good for my breakfast. So go ahead and I put 1, 2, half cup. That's what this is, half cup. And then I'll take some of the cinnamon. I love cinnamon in it, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. I'll get that lid off there. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon. Let's make it 2. It's usually what I put in there. All right, put that off to the side. Then I can't have too much fiber. That's right, especially at our age. Get that lid off there. We'll just take just 1 because it's already got enough fiber in it. So that's 1 teaspoon. All right, and then here's my little secret weapon I put in with it. This is cayenne pepper. Now when I do it, you just want to sprinkle it on there. You just want just a tiny bit. You don't need to overwhelm it. This is pretty hot. And that's about it. So just a little bit. We don't need a lot. We're gonna make it warm. We ain't gonna make it hot. Now you like to mix it up a little bit, kind of get that all mixed up in there. I don't like that. I don't like mine floating on top. So we're going to get it all sitting there, mixed up in there. There we go. All right. Then this is 1 3/4 cup water. Let's add that to it. Oh yeah. All right. I hope everybody's having a great day today. It's pretty nice here. It's a little overcast, but not that bad. What I like to do, I like to mix it just a tiny bit. Get that all broken up in there, nice and worked up in there. I tell you, to me, this is just a good little recipe that I've had for quite a while. I have this about 4 times a week, I guess. In the morning, it's one of my favorite. And then I'll just kind of let it sit there for maybe 2 minutes or so. I let that kind of take in there, and I'll go do something else for a little bit. So I'll see you over there at the stove. All right. All right, now we're over here by the stove. So I'm going to mix her up a little bit, like right here. First, get a little bit here and a little bit there. And like I said, I really do hope everybody's having a great day. Like I said, this is kind of how I start out my day. Get my stuff together, I start doing some things around, and just having one of those days that just everything seems to be going pretty good. You know, just kind of stir that up around. Let that get heated up there. Ain't gonna take very long. So I gotta ask you, what is it that you exactly like to cook in the morning, and how do you get your day started? I do enjoy being retired, I have to admit that. One of the things that I really talk about a lot in my other podcast is I like talking about the fact that it's been a transition for me. Being retired is not always the easy thing that people talk about. It takes a little while to get used to, and I'm sure that if you've taken some time and understand it, hey, it's not quite what you thought it was going to be. I know I didn't think. I thought, I'm going to just be doing some stuff around the house and getting this stuff done. Well, pretty soon you get caught up, and next thing you know, you're just like, well, I got all my list done. Now what? So yeah, we're looking pretty good here. That just gave me a little bit of opportunity to talk to y'all. I don't get to see you very often. Like I said, my kitchen here, my kitchen expertise, I should say, is pretty limited. But you know what? Back in the day when I was single, before I met Susie, I remember 2 things about cooking was that I was always interested in trying new recipes and trying new sandwiches and trying things that I would do in the kitchen because I really enjoyed doing that. And as I'm starting to redo that again now, since of course I've been retired and Susie still goes over there and goes to the salon in the morning, So my whole expectation of what I have to do and what needs to be done has changed a little bit. And I think that's the beauty about retirement too. Nobody gives you a manual on how you're supposed to do it. You just do the best you can. And to me, that's kind of like my oatmeal that I make in the morning. Oh, I could have it just plain old oatmeal and stuff like that, but I like to add a few things to it. Makes the whole thing just a little bit better. And like I said, just having that interaction with you all and doing my podcast, I got 3 podcasts now I do, has really given me a way to kind of do the day, get the day started. And I think we're looking pretty good here. Now, the reason I make this recipe here the way I do, and let's go ahead and just turn that off now. We're doing good. And the reason I keep stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom. We don't want it sticking to the bottom. That ain't really good for you. And it's hard to clean that pan. So I'm doing pretty good. I take it away from the heat now. Oh, yeah. That's looking good. Smells good, too. Kind of cinnamony a little bit. But here's the thing about this recipe that I didn't really realize until after I've had it a couple times. And it tastes a little bit like those tamales that we used to have as kids, that candy. It's cinnamony and spicy at the same time, and it's so good. But remember, don't need a whole lot of cayenne pepper, because if you do, then it's going to be too hot for you. So just a little bit, and you'll figure this out as you just do it yourself. Oh yeah, I tell you, the smell is just amazing. It's really good. But I'm going to go ahead and eat this, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of time to watch me as I prepare my breakfast here. This is my way I start my day. And thank you so much for everything that you do is following us along and seeing our little shows. But most of all, just don't fret about the things that you sometimes might think you're overwhelmed about something, especially in you being retired and you're lonely or something. Remember, things always get better when we present ourselves out there and do something. And you can do it. I know you can. I feel confident in you. And look at me. I mean, if I can make this oatmeal, and people might say, oh, oatmeal ain't that so hard to make. But you know what? It just depends on who you are. Things that we take for granted, how easy things are, sometimes are really hard for someone else. And I think I learned that as I've gotten to be retired. I thought retirement was going to be really, really easy, but it's not as easy as I thought. And I find so many people tell me the same thing. Well, we could go out there and volunteer, and they do that for a little bit, then they say, this volunteering is not exactly what I want to do. And, I want to go out there and I'm going to do some walks and stuff. And then pretty soon they say it's cold. And, I miss more days than anything because it's cold. I don't like going out there in the cold. There's a commitment to everything that we do. And I realize that. I'm not silly about that. But you know what? Make the commitment to yourself. Do what you want to do. And if this is what you want to do, whether it's making videos or just talking here on this show or whatever you want to do, commenting and seeing us and visiting us in the morning or whenever you get a chance, you know what? You're in the right place. Really appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you listening. And I'll tell you what, I will see you guys again. You have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, and the last thing we always like to add is I always like to add a little honey, and I'm going to tell you why I do that. When you mix the ingredients I just told you, and then you put just a little bit of honey in there. Usually I put, I usually squeeze it and I count to 6 on mine thing. I think some people wouldn't probably say that's too much, but it really tastes like this candy that we used to have as kids called tamales, hot tamales. It's kind of a warm, cinnamony taste. It is so good for you. And like I said, at our age, we can do anything we can to prolong our life. Well, it's just going to come out to our benefit. I really hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And just share with me what you like to have in the morning, and just like to start your day. All right, have a great day.